Ready?
Are you?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
It's your boy, Mr. G-Wiz, man.
And Mrs. G-Wiz.
Hey, we are back for episode 2 of the iKneadLove Q&A podcast. Want to give a shout out to everybody who listened last week
Thank you.
for our debut episode. It was great. I had a good time.
I had a good time.
Did you listen to it?
No.
You didn't even listen to it.
I have issues hearing my voice on recordings. I cringe no matter how good or bad it is, what comes out of my mouth sometimes, but I've never been comfortable listening or seeing myself.
I hear you.
After that.
It took me a while to get used to my voice, but once I started to record and hearing myself, I got a little more used to it, though.
I'm still not used to it for me after everything I did in high school and afterwards. It makes me cringe, no matter.
Well, you have a great voice.
Well, thank you. I just don't like listening to it. I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. I could have said this instead of that.
So, yeah, everybody, we are live right now, coming live, dropping audio in the bodio. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you
Santa Ana, California, baby.
Why are you doing your hype man?
Oh, no, that's what it is. You got to hype it up. You got to get it going. Got to get the people going.
It's just you and me. You're not performing for everybody unless
So
you're.
people going to listen to it?
I know, but how you say, hey.
Hey, man, you got to warn the people up. What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a rosé. It's actually a French
Rosé?
blend that we get from Costco, and it's awesome. Yeah. And the fun thing about it is that the bottom of the wine bottle is a rose impression. And we have
I saw that.
Bunch of bottles that
That's
we're gonna.
Really cool.
I think we're gonna cut, and I might put some candles in some of them.
Oh, for real?
If we can actually get them cut.
I just put those in the recycling bin.
No way. You gotta pull that shit out, babe.
I just put that shit in there, trying to make some space.
I know you're making space,
You know
but we can repurpose those beautiful bottles.
Yeah.
I could use them as a cookie press too, man.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little excited about it.
I'll go get them out the recycle bin. I'm drinking on some, sipping a little bit of Henry McKenna. Shout out to the Welch family. Gave me this for my birthday.
Which is officially next week.
It is.
So he will be another year older when we talk again.
Kentucky straight bottled and bond bourbon whiskey.
How did you miss that when you went on your bourbon tour?
Oh no, this is right in
Kentucky.
Bottled in the heart of downtown Louisville, Kentucky.
It's in downtown.
It is.
I never knew there was a plant down there.
It is.
So
pretty strong.
A couple years ago,
nice,
he went on a bourbon tour. I wasn't with him.
I did.
I don't know what.
I went with my mom's. It was cool.
Yeah, you went to the Derby, didn't you? Checked out the Churchill grounds?
Oh, yeah. Went to Churchill Downs. That was fun. Checked out the track. We got to go on the track and everything.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember seeing pictures. I don't know why I wasn't there.
Then I went to
were you touring?
Jim Beam.
Were you touring at that time? You had a couple extra days? Was that what it was?
I can't remember what I was out there for.
I'm like, damn, I missed the bourbon tour.
Yeah, so the bourbon tour was fun. Had a good time. So, shout out to everybody who sent us questions last week. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Always appreciate it.
Had some good questions.
We did. We have a couple good ones this time.
How was your week and your week?
It was good. Last week before I go back, the oldest one went back last week, so it's kind of nice to get back into the groove.
When you say I go back, why don't you explain a little bit?
Well, I teach. I teach in career technical education, so I'm not a traditional teacher. So I don't have to teach math or science or English and have to deal with all those strict Common Core fun things.
And what do you teach?
I teach culinary arts and baking and pastries. And it is not home ec. I don't know really how to sew.
I think kids need home ec still. They don't offer that much.
They don't, but I think they're building more towards potential careers rather than home ec. So if you are interested in stuff like that, you can do a fashion design class, and they'll teach you how to do those things.
Yeah, everybody should still know how to cook a little bit, clean a little bit, sew a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
We do just fine, and I don't sew a lick. Well, I probably could sew on a button because I learned that probably in Girl Scouts or like 3rd or 4th grade.
I could sew if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm lying. I'll
He
figure
can
it out.
iron.
Go on YouTube.
He can iron so well.
Hey man, we stayed with the creases, you know.
He does a mean iron, and
From that NAP baby.
whenever I do, I'm like, can you iron this, please?
Yeah, I'm the ironer of the house.
I give him big puppy dog eyes.
Yeah. So, did we get some good questions this week, baby? What we got?
We got a couple.
All right, let's get into one.
This is the first one's for my girl.
All right.
How do you find time trying to get on, having some adult time with your kids around? Not with your kids around, but having kids. And how do you work through that to make
With
sure you
having
can
children.
that you can get away from them for 2 seconds without one screaming or trying to crawl up in your bed?
That is an interesting question. That's a great question because as couples are aware out there, couples with children, you know, it's hard to find some time to get it in, you know what I'm saying?
Or date night, especially if you don't have a constant babysitter.
Yeah, it ain't always about getting it in. Just quality time where you and your significant other can just chill, uninterrupted, and, you know, just have some good times. But I think for us, man, you know, we just try to get the girls to bed at a certain time.
As soon as they're down.
Yeah.
You kind of, if you want to do something, like
We'll
sneak out at that hour,
right?
And we'll go get some ice cream,
right?
Just a little dessert, just to get away,
right?
But you got to do it like within the first hour.
Yeah.
They are asleep.
Yeah,
because they're not gonna wake up in that first hour unless you didn't put them down well enough the first hour.
Don't get it twisted. We don't leave the kids here by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So there's somebody here with them.
Right.
But
it's all planned out. It's all scheduled.
Right. So.
But it's going down early enough. You know, within that first 4 hours, if you want to get something done without any interruptions, I think that's the time. Because after that 4th hour, especially if the kid's not feeling well, they're all stuffy, someone's going to cry, someone's going to crawl into bed, someone's got to pee.
Yep. And I think in the aspect of if you want to get a little wild for the night, you know, you got to, that kind of same rules apply.
Yeah.
You get them down and
take advantage.
Y'all better get to it.
Right.
Bang, 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 bang.
Or find a family member that they can have a sleepover, depending on their age.
Yeah. How you feel about sleepovers with kids? Well, I know how you feel, but...
I'll tell them. At first, I was like, oh, that's fine. Totally, you know, depending on what age. But now I'm thinking about it. I had a discussion with my girlfriend who she's like, well, both my cousins were molested at sleepovers.
Right.
From their cousin. I think it's on the other side of the family. Not the same guy, but they were in the same family.
Yeah.
And that kind of scares me a little bit because I know when we have girls, we don't have boys. So it's definitely different. But it's the sleepovers that I've read that you got to be aware of.
Yeah. I'm not down with sleepovers. Not yet. For sure, not yet. With anybody who's not necessarily family, I guess.
Well, even there, so you have to know that if something's going to happen, that the family member is going to step in.
Y'all could just stay here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
I have no problem. And our oldest was invited on a slumber
Everybody
party
just come over here.
Before, and we like the couple.
Tell your mom and daddy come over here too.
We like the couple, but they have an older son who our daughter's slightly infatuated with, and I assumed since
You always say infatuated. That's a strong word. I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would. It might be not as much, but she's like she was all about him. She'd be like da 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 da, all about him.
That was also kind of like the first boy that she was around like that. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, the boy he's a sweet kid, a really sweet
charming kid. He's really cool.
So, you know, later down the road, I have no problem. But he was also because she was infatuated in the time when she was asked.
Infatuation is just don't use that word talking about my child.
It's not like saying she's got a crush.
Well, it's like the same.
No,
it's almost worse.
No, it's just a little infatuation.
Crush is like puppy love.
But she wasn't puppy love.
Nah, that's true.
She just kind of wanted to hang out.
Yeah, she just wanted to be around.
And that's why I say infatuated, not having a crush.
Yeah.
But I also made the assumption that if her friend was, I would assume that her brother would also had a sleepover or a friend to sleepover.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I just don't know the boy. I don't know his family. that whoever was going to sleep over, it just, we're cool. And it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And once our oldest gets old, once we have a little bit more discussions about what may happen, especially as she gets into puberty. So I think I'll be able to then give her more information about why. And also when she's able to protect herself. So she's doing some taekwondo.
Yeah.
And I told her when she's black belt, we might have a little bit more understanding about sleepovers, because it might happen as soon as 10 while she reaches her black belt. But also her understanding what could happen and being aware of other people. And I don't want to scare her, but it's usually adults or even older cousins or family members, and she's got to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I don't want to scare her, man. It's a scary time, though. So you just got to be careful, man.
And I just wanted her to be aware and be able to protect herself if she
y'all
needs
hit
to.
us up. Let us know what y'all think about kids having sleepovers.
And do you let your kids sleep over?
Yeah, do you allow your kids to
how
have
old?
sleepovers and all that?
And definitely how old. But I agree. I'm definitely okay with kids coming over here to have a sleepover with her.
Yeah, me too.
Because we've had our cousins over.
Yeah, we good chaperones.
Right.
Make some cookies. Throw on
Make
some
some
movies. Pancakes.
In the morning.
You know what I'm saying? Kids will love it over here.
Let's
Next
plan a
question.
date. Next question. So, if y'all didn't realize, I'm white.
You are pretty white, though.
I'm pretty. We had to make sure for our wedding pictures we had a good photographer. So
Yeah.
I wasn't washed out and he wasn't darkened out.
Blacked out.
Blacked out? Is that right? I don't know. I'm not a photographer. I'm sorry to my friends who are. And obviously, Mr. G-Wiz is black. So my girlfriend asked, how did your families react when we started dating for someone from a different background or ethnicity?
Well, my family was real cool. I never felt like I really had to worry about anything.
Well, I also didn't meet your mom for a while. Well, because they were out of state. So it's a little different when they're out of state.
That's true. But yeah, I remember when we all first met, and it was cool. Like, I was excited about it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect anything less than everybody else being just as excited as I was, honestly, because I was coming back from California, and
they were excited to see you because you haven't
excited
been back
to
in a while.
see me, and I got this beautiful woman who I'm with.
And we also went back for Thanksgiving the first time.
And they was everybody was cool about it. Like, so I guess to answer your question, I've never caught any flack or backlash from anybody. I've never had anybody say anything, like, you know what I'm saying, to me personally, that I can remember.
Right.
I think I would remember that, I guess.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but nah, my family's cool.
Your family's cool.
Your family's cool too.
I was worried at first.
Were you?
I totally was.
Were you nervous?
I knew Mom would be cool.
Yeah.
My dad, I was worried about.
Really?
Well, because
I remember I met your folks for the first time too. That was funny.
he come from an upstanding background.
Yeah, it's funny because your mom's is like, they kind of polar opposites too, in the sense of how they were brought up. It seems like.
Well, my mom was an Air Force brat, so
yeah, she was.
she's got some stories about those interracial issues going on.
Had time in Maryland, and she's familiar with African American culture, especially being around Baltimore and everything like that. She's worked in those communities too. So.
And she had a tough time right when the civil rights movement was going on too.
I'm sure.
Because people she played with all her life were all of a sudden like, oh, we can't play with you anymore because of everything that was going on.
I'm sure it was a tough time for everybody. And on the other end, like your pop is more. He seems like he probably didn't mingle with too many black folks back then, except for maybe somebody who was kind of like the help or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that was true.
Yeah, that's what I get from him, kind of too.
And that's
but he's cool though. Don't get me wrong.
And he loved her.
Yeah.
And she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what I was truly worried about. But at the time, most of my grandparents were already passed.
Right.
But with my grandfather, who was still around.
Yeah.
He wanted. I remember from my 21st birthday. We've been together for a minute, if y'all didn't know. I remember my 21st birthday, there was pictures of us in there that we had to keep separate when my mom went back to visit her dad.
Wow.
Because he had no problem with African Americans. He had people serve with him, serve under him. Some or maybe alongside him as well. But he didn't believe in interracial dating.
Where's he from?
Originally, oh shoot,
Texas?
No, he's not from Texas. He definitely was from Middle America, though. My mom would shoot me if I said something wrong. But I want to say
Virginia.
No, not that east.
Oklahoma.
I almost want to say Kansas, Illinois.
Kansas sounds.
Or maybe
right.
Illinois.
I think I heard
don't know.
that before.
But they moved around. Well, once he got in the military, he moved around a lot.
Wait, man, you got to think too. During your granddaddy's time in Kansas, it was some bullshit going on.
He was born in the 1920s, so
yeah, he was.
It was a tough time.
A product of that time and that era of things that was going on. I wish I would have met the guy. It would have been fun.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. He kind of reminds me of my uncle when he gives you that handshake. My uncle would give any man in my sister's lives a really hard handshake. Yeah, making sure you're worthy enough of his nieces. Yeah. So,
if anybody does still feel that way today, you got to be tripping because. You know what they say in 2050, 2045, everybody's going to be brown, pretty much.
Or have brown in them.
Yeah, well,
And I think partly we're already starting to become the minority.
Yeah.
Well, not me, but...
Yeah.
Well, yes, white folk.
Yeah. Say that.
White folk. Let me get that right.
No, you're not white folks, though.
I'm not a traditional white folk.
No, you white people.
White people.
It's a difference.
Between folk and people.
Hell yeah.
What's the difference between folk and people?
Oh, man. White people are cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with white people. Some friendly white people. You know what I'm saying? Nice, cool, kick it, rap, whatever.
What about folk? What do folk mean?
White folks, though? That's like... That's like them...
the girls that
straight
are buddies?
redneck Southerners.
Well... And one of our friends,
racist. That's white folks.
Well, one of our
so
buddies.
Don't refer to yourself as white folks.
Okay. Well, I'm just used to the term folk.
Yeah.
Like, hey, folks, how's it going? It's a little bit of the countryside coming from my mama.
You cool white peoples.
Yeah, but one of our buddies, he's always been your buddy, but he's coming close to mine now, or has been. I swear he finds the craziest batshit white girls to date.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Not anymore, though.
Let's hope not, but it hasn't been too long since he dated a batshit white crazy girl.
Yeah, that's true. He was out here wilding.
Right, but then they always did him wrong.
I know.
He just has to stop chasing the batshit crazy white girls.
Yeah, man. You just got to expect better out your women.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
If you set this higher standard for yourself, hopefully things will follow.
Right.
Don't settle.
Yeah, don't settle, man. And don't be with nobody with the whackness. That's terrible.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. Are you feeling right? Are you too much to drink or not enough?
This drink is pretty strong.
So maybe it's too much.
Hey, we got a. Should we let people know about the
thing?
The thing? Or should we wait? Let's build up a little. Yeah. We're going to wait till next week and drop it.
Right. It will be a nice birthday present for you to share.
Yeah. Perfect.
Another year older.
Yeah.
Another new stepping stone.
Yeah, but we got some really exciting news for y'all. So, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We're going to drop it soon. Right when we find out everything's official.
Will it have happened in between now and then?
It should, yeah.
Okay.
It's
going to be weird. A little bit.
I think it's going to be great.
We'll have fun.
We always have fun.
True.
All right, so we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back, and we got a special guest, man. My boy, Dayron.
Woo.
You know, he's going to call in and kick some stories about just his experience in being in an interracial couple with his wife.
And being in the Midwest.
In the Midwest.
In Hicktown.
In the sticks. So it should be fun. Y'all stay tuned. All right, we back, y'all. We back. You You know what I'm saying? We got the fire interview in store right now for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Mr. and Mrs. G-Wiz in the house. I got my man Anthony DeRon calling from Indiana. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's up, man? What's up, Mr. G-Wiz and Mrs. G-Wiz?
Man, we over here just living, man. We doing real good, man. Yeah. We happy to have you here on the show, man. You our first guest, man. How it feel to be a superstar?
Man, I guess if this being a superstar feels good, it feels great.
That's what's up, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad. I'm very happy to do it. And, definitely supporting my man right here. So glad to hear from you after for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit. I still think of the old North Central days when we were young when I first met you. So
yeah, we always pick right back up where we left off though. So it's all good. Yeah. So yeah, man, we wanted to call you today, man, because you one of our fellow peers in an interracial relationship, and we wanted to kind of get your experiences, man, what you gone through living in the state that you live in. I'm in Cali now, but I'm raised in Indiana, so I know how it is out there.
Yeah. Well, it's different phases for me. I could go back a while, back in high school, or actually before high school a little bit, but just currently, it's different. It's cool. I actually don't call it an interracial relationship. I just call it a relationship. That's just how me and my wife look at it.
That's right.
Other people may not look at it like that. For some that's not in it, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever. But for us, we don't, and I'm quite sure it's like that for you guys too. You guys just, we're together.
It really is though. We don't get into a title until we did something like this podcast to try to put a label on it, man. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, right.
There is no label.
It's cool, though. It's a lot of questions and discussions about it. I get questions all the time, or looks, or or just people kind of like just throwing around, what they want to say or really how they feel. You don't know people's minds, or you can't read their minds unless they actually come out and say something to you, or something actually happens. And you're like, oh, okay, I see why now, I think you was getting ready to say something, Mrs. G-Wiz.
Now, how did your family react to you two dating?
My family, they were cool about it. Okay, so it's funny. When I first, I'm just gonna go back just briefly. When I first kind of like was dipping and dabbing in interracial relationships or just dating, it was kind of sacred back in Indianapolis because it wasn't really open like that.
That's
you
true.
had a few, like some people at school, fathers or moms were white or black, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But for me, it was kind of like, and I'm quite sure Glenn can speak on this, like, for me, it was kind of like, okay, I really like this white girl or this Chinese girl, but I can't really take her out because if my buddies or my peers, my black peers, see me, they're going to cast me out of the black community. That's how I felt.
Yeah. That's a sensitive thing, man. Like culturally, that's one thing that happens in our culture, for real. It does.
Yeah, and that's how I felt early on, and so I never really brought anybody around until I say about 26, something like that. I was kind of like dating here and there, black, white, Hispanic. It didn't really matter, but my first open, interracial relationship was about 26. It was actually an older lady, and we worked together. She was actually one of the managers of a grocery store that I worked at.
Yeah.
And by that time, when you're older, you just kind of like, I don't care. I dated this girl, didn't work out. Dated this person, didn't work out.
Right.
Just like, fuck it. I don't know if I can cuss, but
you fine, man. Say what you say. It's
okay, cool. You just like, fuck it. So when I first kind of, you got the questions. My mom's side of the family, it's funny because they're Christians, apostolic. They were kind of like, but they didn't really, they just like, it's just another girl he's dating. It's a phase. whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But,
He'll snap out of it.
right, you snap out of it. You know, we done seen this 3 or 4 times
Right.
over again. She just white this time.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and then, but like I said, you know, I didn't really bring her around because she was kind of like, you know, she was older. She had a son. She had a, you know, biracial kid,
Right.
if I can say that. And so he was bad as fuck. So I was just like, shit, I ain't bringing him to our family. Don't talk about me if I bring this white girl. Then she got a badass kid too. Shit, fuck that. that's like a double whammy. You
Right,
know?
right.
So moving forward, you know, I actually started dating another black girl after that. And then, you know, it was just weird because it was just like black, white, Asian, black, white, and then Hispanic. So, but my first real interracial relationship was with my ex-girlfriend, and we were together for probably about 3 years. It's from like 2009 to maybe 2012, something like that, give or take. And so at that point, I was like, I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she came around the family on my mom's side. They were cool. And then I took her down south to Alabama to meet my grandparents because my grandparents raised me, and they had moved back to Alabama.
Yeah, let's get to
And
this
they were
this
cool.
part of the story in Alabama.
How'd that go?
Yeah, they were cool.
Right.
Now she got it. Now my real father, which we don't really have a relationship, they had a falling out. It was like the second day we were there, and it caused me to have a falling out with him
Yeah.
and her because I got on her. I was like, look, you can't. He's my father. I don't really acknowledge him like that, but still, you know, you being my girl, you can't. You know, because she flew off the head. Now, she's one of the white girls that had a mouth. She went like this. You know, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to
None
your
taken.
wife or any other. You know, but some, you know, she was like, ain't no punk like.
You can't be a meek
I had
person.
to go off on him, but my grandmother was kind of like, at the time, she was kind of like, you bringing these white girls around, you know. And I was like, well, what's the problem? You know, it's just women to me. You
Right.
know? But they're from the old school. They're from the South.
Yeah.
From back in the day. So, and she's mixed. My grandmother's mixed. So I'm like, you know, great grandmother's white. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, but she wasn't, you know, she didn't really have a relationship with her white side of the family like that. She was raised by her sister, or older sister. She was like kids of 18. They had like 18 siblings.
Oh,
Something
wow.
like that. She was actually raised by like her older sister.
Yeah.
So that side of the family, you know, and then with my current wife, I mean, they just love her, you know. I think after a while, they just kind of got used to it. And they, like my wife now, I mean, my grandmother talks to her more than she talks to me, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
How was their reaction to meeting you?
Okay, so
Let's talk about the other side of the family.
Okay, because we just actually talked about this before you guys called. Said I ain't gonna really embarrass her. So look, I give you a PG version.
No.
I give you I give you a PG-13. So anyway, so when I met her parents, it was funny because we kind of kept it a secret, and it wasn't because it was black or white. You know, it was just some other things that she had to clear up. That's what I'm just gonna say on that end.
Right.
So we dated for about 2 months, and she would come to Danville, Illinois at the time. That's where I was living at because she worked there. She's a nurse. So, and she lives in Attica, and that's where we currently live now. But she would drive from Attica, go to work, and she'd get off work, she would come over.
Yeah.
And so I asked her about her family because Attica is known for a lot of, they're kind of like known for like Martinsville. And Glenn, you can probably know about how Martinsville is, you know, it's like where the KKK is,
Absolutely.
all that other stuff. Yeah, white supremacists. And the town is not as bad as Martinsville, but it's kind of, you know, they don't see a lot of black people here. I just feel like that. So we kept it hush for about 2 months. She had to clear up some things. And I asked her, I was like, you know, how, you know, because she had never dated outside her race. And I said,
Okay.
you know, how your mom and dad gonna feel? And she said, well, you know, they're cool. They're really nice people. Blah blah blah. And I said, well, you're still not answering my question.
They might be nice.
I said, right, yeah, I'm trying to just be like, is your parents racist?
Right. Yeah, let's just put this out there.
Let me know.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like, well, my mom, and her mom is from the old school, and she said, well, my mom just believe in, black people should marry black people, white people should marry white people, and stuff like that, but she's not racist.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And I said, what about your dad? Because her dad is a retired cop. Actually, he was like the sheriff or something like that. What do you call he was the assistant chief of police of the little town.
Okay.
And he's originally from Martinsville.
Oh, shit.
Right. I was like, ooh. I said, so, what's the discussion like at the dinner table? Because as black people, we talk about white people. Now, we don't talk about them in a bad way, but we just talk about some of the things that is different in our community. They do things differently, just like we do things differently, just like Hispanic people do things differently.
Right.
We might crack jokes about them and stuff like that. I'm quite sure they do too. So I was trying to get down to has your dad ever said anything out the way? And she said no. She said growing up, he never said anything bad about black people. He never discussed race or anything. I said, well, what about your brother? He said, well, I heard my brother say a couple things here and there, blah blah blah, but nothing, that's not normal.
Yeah.
And I get it, because I'm black and I've said some things about Hispanic people, black people, and white people. It doesn't make me racist. It's just, at the time of the moment, you're just kind of feeling that way, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're talking about.
I got you.
So when I first when I actually met them, they were really cool. Her mom, like her mom now, oh man. And I never brought it up to her mom or even said anything about what she had told me. And there's no reason for me to.
Right.
And I feel like in my heart, if, and this is just with anybody, if you don't like black people or whoever, you're not going to associate yourself with that person, period.
Yeah.
Point blank.
That's true.
I don't care who you are. And I'm like that with friends. If I don't like you, I ain't fucking with you, period. I don't care if you white, black, whatever. If you get mad at your buddy or somebody, an individual, do something to you, you're done. That's with me. I'm done. Right. There's no more. And that's how I believe racism, or people that say that's how I that's how I view racism. And like in this town, like I go to the store, you'd be shocked to see KKK tatted on somebody's neck or arms, and they just talking to me about this or how big I am and stuff like that. So you can't tell me you hate black people and you're talking to me about working out or, where am I from and this and that and the other. So,
yeah. I was gonna ask you about that, man. I was gonna ask you, like, what is your community like in the climate that we in right now as a country? You know what I'm saying? And being in your relationship as well, you feel like you have to be on a swivel, watch out for certain things, or how you?
Yeah, all the time. I feel like that every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't really feel like that like when Obama was in office, and I would just say that to touch on that issue. But when Trump was running, to me, I think everybody looked at it as a joke. Because I looked at it as a joke. I was like, Trump is a fucking fool, and I like Trump.
Right. And
I don't mean I like him as a president. I just like because he's the stupid shit on TV before he became president. The Apprentice and
right.
Some of the shit you heard him do. You just be like, that is dumb. But black people, we love Trump because of the money that he's successful. Rappers were putting him in the songs back in the day.
Right.
So now that he's president, everybody's jumping on him. But I'm not a Trump supporter, I will say that. But when he ran and he started gaining momentum and he won, it definitely, you can feel the tension. Now, I don't mean tension directly towards me because I'm probably I think this town is probably about not even 2,000 people, give or take 2,000, maybe a little over. It's only maybe like 3 black guys in town.
Oh.
That's crazy.
and I'm the only one that's active in town, meaning like my stepson plays football. The oldest son, played baseball. Her middle son was like one of the top swimmers in high school.
So you out there, you out and about.
I'm out there.
Yeah.
I'm outside running. I was holding the training class, so I'm out there, visibly open. If they wanted, they could have target practice.
Right.
But, when Trump won, it was funny because a lot of the people in town, they're on my Facebook. And there are a lot of them, I would say 95% of them are Trump supporters. And they would say they were subliminal. And, like, if I would put it in, like, the rap category, they were subliminally dissing, like, black people or Hispanic people.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't come out and say it.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, what? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you were just over my house, and now you talking shit.
I was just having reels with you, man.
Right,
what the fuck?
Right. I want to be like talking on Facebook and reply and shit, but I didn't. I never got to that point because I was like, man, I know if I reply, I'm outnumbered.
You still got to live in this town for sure. You still got to live there, man.
And not only that, our kids they're living here and they going to school, and also she's from here.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to put them in a situation to where they would feel threatened or at ease. But it never got to that point. I just kind of stayed quiet about a lot of things. I would kind of vent to her like, man, I can't believe such and such on Facebook, said this and, said that. And then the next day, the person, hey, what's up, man? Hey, need to talk to you about training and such and such. I'm like, man, you were just on Facebook talking shit about us. Especially with the NFL shit that when it really was talking about,
the protest.
It was going down. I was like, God damn. And so I just kind of tuned it all out. And then I'm not like social media savvy, but I found out a way to block their ass. So I wouldn't necessarily block them on Facebook to where I would put them on snooze for 30 days.
Right.
So I wouldn't see middle poll. And actually, I got to go back in because they done popped back up. And now I'm all starting to see all this other shit about the anthem and kneeling of the flag and all that crazy shit. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, but just dealing with that and, even before the Trump stuff, just going to the store and, older white, I got called colored twice since I've lived here. So, and one was at church.
No.
My wife, she's a Methodist, and so we were at church. This has happened like a couple months ago.
Right.
And the lady, and she's from the old school, and I try to understand it, to a certain point, and she's like, because I work at it. So, I guess one of her family member works there, and he's like, yeah, if you need a better position, holler at my nephew, tell him, you know who you are. I told him the other day, you see that tall, handsome, tall, muscular color guy, that's and I'm just like looking at her like, yeah, okay, And then like one incident happened. It wasn't really an incident, but I was at the store at the Dollar General. I was just getting some deodorant or something. I don't know what I was getting. This older guy was standing behind me. He's like, where are you from? I said, I'm from Minneapolis. He said, I knew you was from somewhere because we don't have a whole lot of you colored people here.
You know what, man? It's only so much of that I can tolerate before.
Right.
Which is really only one time, honestly, man. I don't fly off the handle, but I will put somebody in check real quick. You know what I'm saying?
It does seem like
you're smaller than me.
That's true too, though. That is very true. You are very intimidating, my brother. You are very intimidating.
Right. And it just, stuff like that. And I think, like, there was one incident, and this is with interracial dating, that what I've been through with my wife, and we've been together 3 years, married for about a year and a half. We were at a bar in town, and we went to go see a little local band or whatever. They had bought in a little band, and we're down there with my wife's best friend and her husband, which actually is a very good friend of mine. And so we're down there, and this is like my first time really going out in their town, and this crowd about it at this place, and it's a nice little establishment, and we're just drinking and having a good time. And one of the guys, and I didn't know it, you know, and I wasn't told, you know, that night what this other guy said at another table. And I didn't find out about it till the next day, which was fine. And, you know, he was going off about, you know, me being in there. And, you know, I can't believe this N is in here. And I was with his, you know, blah, blah, blah. But my wife's best friend's husband heard it, but he didn't let me know. And he was pissed about it.
Right.
And like I told him, I said, you know, that's one thing I really don't get upset about is the N-word. Yeah. It just doesn't faze me. I don't know why it doesn't. It just doesn't. It really doesn't.
I think we've come up in a time where we've heard it so much, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of desensitized to the way it's used in that derogatory term.
And you always the climate is where you guys also change it and you use it between each other.
Yeah, and there's several different ways to use it too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's several different situations.
I had a guy at work. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had a guy at work just last week. You know, he said and it's only so we work on a line, and there's me and this other black guy named Antoine, which, you know, we're really close, we're really cool, but he's more open than me. You know, I'm open, but I'm more militant too at the same time. If that makes sense. Like, I can joke around, I don't really care about much, but at the same time, if they're talking about, you know, the anthem and all this stuff, I'm definitely going to speak up on our behalf on the reason why.
Right,
you know?
right.
He's more like, yeah, you know, my white friends, they can say the N-I-G-G-A to me, I don't really care, blah, 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 but they can't say the E-R one. I'm like, you know, I don't use the word. And I quit using the word when I was about 27.
Yeah.
I just don't say it. It's not in my vocabulary anymore. I just don't say it just because it's just an ugly word. And it just sounds stupid when I hear my brothers call each other, just even the N-I-G-G-A one.
Right.
You know, because I've heard it so much over the years. It's like, okay, it's played out. It's really not that cool anymore. I'm 40, damn near 40, like, you know. And I just replace it with brother or man or bro or, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But anyway, and the guy came up to me, he's white. He said, you know, your buddy down there, you know, he said that he doesn't mind if, you know, we say the N-I-G-G-A one. And he said it. He said, do you really care? I said, honestly, I really don't care. I really don't, but I don't really prefer you using it because I don't use that word, period.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, either or, I don't use it. You know, it is even, you know, if I'm listening to music, especially like the newer music, you know, if I hear it so many times in the song, I just cut it off. I'm like, okay, I heard they just said it. They rhyming with just that word. I don't want to hear it no more.
Right.
You know, it's different from hearing Biggie or Snoop. You know, they might use it a few times in the song, but they ain't using it to rhyme at the end of each bar.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you.
You know, so yeah, I mean, you get that stuff. I've had that, you know, asked to me a lot of times. And one thing I fucking hate to hear in an interracial relationship, especially when you're dating white women, is that one famous question: are all black dudes fucking big? Don't fucking ask me that shit. For one, I'm not fucking gay.
Whoa. Wait, people ask you that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
I thought you were saying
asking her that, not you.
Yeah. I'm like, my ex-girlfriend, she was white. And we were together for about 3 years, and her fucking family members were asking her about my fucking penis size.
Oh, shit.
I had white dudes ask me, is it true? I'm like, I don't know. I don't look at every black dude's dick.
Like, hell yeah, it's true, dog. You know it's true, man.
You know, I mean, the only black dude's dick I probably ever seen was just on porn, man. He's got a big dick. Go look at his.
Hey, man, let's just, we'll stick together, man. Stick together. We're going to keep the myth alive, man, of the black Mandingo.
Oh, God.
Mandingo warrior.
Oh, God.
I'll just be I just be like, why do we got to have the myths on us all the time? Just like we run fast because we got a longer heel in the back or some dumb shit like that.
Right. It's
we
always
just
some
run fast
bullshit.
because we just fucking work out.
Right.
And we just genetically fit. If you look at us from Africa, we fucking ran and hunted.
Yeah, you know, man, it's crazy. It's crazy that you know, for one, people ask you those questions, but it's also interesting and kind of cool in the aspect that people aren't afraid to ask those type of questions about coaching lines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's a certain way that you can ask those questions, whether it's jokingly or whatever.
Exactly.
But I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, exactly. And
That beats the hell out of assuming everything, if you ask me.
Right. Yeah, just don't be assuming and shit. You know, like there's another, like, you know, this white guy asked me at work, he said, why do you white guys keep taking our women?
Oh,
Shit, I don't know. I want you to ask your white women why they want to fuck us. Shit. You know, it's like, I'll be getting pissed about it because it be like coming to me like I'm supposed to have the answer to all
These is real questions, yeah.
that's what the wife is supposed to answer.
Right.
But I'll be trying to be reasonable. Now, if you cool, like, okay, like my buddy Chuck, you know, he's my wife's best friend's husband, and he's taught me a lot since I've been here. He's taught me how to kind of adjust to the small town, what to look for, how things work, you know. And when we first kind of started really, you know, and he kind of knew too. He kind of, because at one point I was like, babe, I said, man, you gotta get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you know, and I was like, man, and it wasn't just because of the town was cool, it's quiet, but I mean, I have to see black people and Hispanic people and Asian people. I have to see a different culture than just what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
You know, and I get like that. I mean, even if I'm around black people, all black people all the time, I'd be like, okay, I need to see some white people or some Hispanics or something. Or if I'm around Hispanic people all the time, I work with it. I gotta get around some. You know, I'm just like that because I'm culturally.
Yeah.
I'm culture. You know.
Yeah, you're cultured for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm cultured. You know, I'm very well diverse, so I just can't just be all black and all white or whatever.
I used to tell I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I used to tell my wife that all the time, that, you know, growing up where we grew up, man, during that time, it was really no gray area, man. It was like black and white.
No, it wasn't.
You know, I didn't really experience different cultures until I stepped outside of the state, you know, went to Florida or came to California and things like that.
Yeah, and that's true. And I was blessed to have a family from a musical background, like my uncle.
Right.
You know, and so we would go to Atlanta a lot. You know, and so I would see different things. Or just my grandparents, we would travel. We would have vacations every summer. So we would go to Tennessee or Wisconsin or Chicago, or, you know, we would visit family in different areas because on my dad's house, it's a huge family. So we would go to see them.
Yeah.
So I would see different things and stuff like that. But I didn't really start seeing, okay, so like at North Central, and I always use the North Central, and I mean North Central as in the north side. You know, when I was at North Central, it was still a multicultural school. You know, we had white people, black people, Asian. You know, you had your prep, you had your free spirits, you had your hippies, you had your thugs, you had your, you know, black people want to be white, you had your white people want to be black. It was just a mix of everything. Now, when I moved to the west side, it was just black.
Right.
It wasn't and that was a shock to me because I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
So I was used to, you know, maybe talking to a white girl and it'd be cool, you know. They wasn't. It was like, you cooning now?
Yeah.
You know, it was just like they were harsh.
Right.
So, like I said, it wasn't really until I got older when I was just like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Whoever loves me for me, that's who I'm going to marry or that's who I'm going to date. You know, and I still stand by that ground, and that's the same thing. Like, the one cool thing about my wife is like, she's a nurse and she works, you know, at a hospital, and all of her nurses are white, you know, whatever, and a lot of her patients she deals with are white.
Uh-huh.
So when they ask, you know, she's married, she's like, yeah, my husband's this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now, her nurses know that I'm black and, you know, muscular, whatever. but her patient is doing it. And she just be talking to him, blah, blah, blah. And she tells me these stories. She's like, I told my one patient you were black, and they were just shocked. They just could not believe it.
Because they assume you're white just because she's white, don't they?
Yeah.
And she don't, and that's cool because what I'm getting at, she don't say, yeah, my husband is black off the back, or yeah, I married a black man, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just married.
Yeah. As it should be, though. Yeah. Right.
Right, and it should be that way. It ain't like, she should be like, yeah, I'm married to a black guy. Because I've been in those relationships where I was with a girl, and that's what it was. Yeah, my boyfriend's black. She getting into a motherfuckers at the store and shit. I'm like, okay, like, you getting into it, these motherfuckers at the store, they ain't gonna whoop your ass. They gonna come and try to whoop my ass.
Right.
Because of your shit, what I mean? Like, just because I'm black doesn't mean I can just get down and beat up every fucking person that we get into or you get into it with.
Right.
Like, you need to chill out, because it ain't like that in our culture all the time. It's just certain areas or certain, places that shit happens at. Because I don't bring that shit around me, you know what I mean? But I've been in those relationships where it was cool, I'm dating him because he's black. And I've been in those relationships, with a white girl or whatever, and it's like, oh man, this dude I'm dating, he's cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
If I know you just date me because I'm black, or you with me because I'm black, or whatever, you're getting done. You're done.
Yeah, I feel you,
that's
man.
Not, you look at me as a man, who I am and my character, and not as the color of my skin, because you think it's cool now, or you trying to piss off your dad or your family.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing that shit to you. And that's stupid if, people are doing that. There are some that's doing it.
You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, you're absolutely right. People will get in relationships to spite other people type shit. Or,
right. Fuck that. No. But, my wife, she's cool. But back to the town, it's cool. It's a cool, community, and I don't really have any problems, and I've taught myself how to avoid certain things. But that came from my wife, too.
Yeah.
She was like, look, I was coming this motherfucker kind of ghetto. Like, not really like ghetto, but just we just do shit differently. Like, I'll be like, I'm about to go to the store. She like, you about to go to the store in your robe on? Your slippers?
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
That sounds like me.
I yelled at him for his socks and his sandals.
Shit. And my do-rag on.
Right, do-rag on, all that. Yep.
And she like, well, the boys got to go to school the next day. I'm like, oh. So, I just try not to do certain things I try not to do, but, it was some adjustments to her too, because our first date, she had came over to pick me up, and I was still getting ready. I just got in the shower, and, I was putting on lotion in my clothes, and, one of the last things, actually, for me, is the first thing I do when I get out the shower. I put that grease on my head and throw that do-rag on.
Right.
Gotta get the waves.
Right, gotta get the waves popping.
You dating a real dude here, baby. I'm G'd up.
Right.
So when she first seen it, she walked in my apartment, and I just got the shower. I just had it on my robe, maybe some boxers, but I had that do-rag on.
Yeah.
And she said, what the fuck is that?
Oh, shit.
I said, what's wrong? She said, what is that on your head? I said, it's a do-rag. It's a wave cap. She said, oh. She said, you gonna wear that out? I said, I'm gonna wear it. Look, I said, I'm gonna wear it till we get ready to go.
Right. Then I'm gonna take it off so the waves is cooked up nice and crisp and cool,
Right. But that was something that she knows, so she done got used to it now.
That's great,
but
man.
She thought that was the funniest shit. I thought it was cute too when she started laughing, because she busted out laughing. I said, the fuck is so funny?
Yeah.
She said, she was just like, I just never seen that before. She said,
That's crazy.
I said, so I explained, I said, well, what you do is, you wash your hair and you have to shower. You don't have to dry it all the way. You just want to get it like a wet, damp, dry. You put that Murray's on there. You brush and stroke it.
Right.
Then you put that cap. So I took it to the process.
Right.
Put the wave tap on it. Then now the heat from your head gonna make them waves
cook up. Let's go cook up. You know what I'm saying?
Now look, I said when I take this off, don't get mad when the girls be looking at me because I'm gonna be looking tight in my head. But now she, I don't even wear one now because I'm down there going bald in the middle.
Hey man, they can save you, man.
I'm ready to go bald. I'm sick of it.
I hear you, man.
That's $5 for a haircut every 2 weeks.
That's a great segue, man, into my next question I was gonna ask you too, man. With y'all being from different cultures and different backgrounds, man, like explain to the people some of the things that y'all might have put each other on to, like culturally, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, culturally? Okay, so for one, I put her on the Martin.
Right.
She loved the Martin show. So when we first started dating, I didn't have no cable. I didn't need no cable, I had my cell phone, a laptop, and I had a flat screen and a DVD.
Right.
And I had got the Martin series as a Christmas gift. So I used to watch it dinner every night just to go to bed because I wasn't ever at home. I was always ripping and running.
Yeah.
I just kind of put it on just to fall asleep. So when we first started dating, that's what we watched.
Right.
I mean, we watched it, and she would be dying laughing. She's like, what? She's like, what? And she's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like Pam and him and Pam getting into it. So I turned her on to that. I turned her on to like hot chips, hot Cheetos.
A ghetto classic.
So one day, the classic hot Cheetos and pickles.
Right.
So we sitting there one day. She was in my apartment. And I'm eating so she was like, well, what do you want? I'm getting ready to come on. I said, well, stop at this gas station. You got to stop at a particular gas station because that's the only gas station instead of hot chips. It's up here. You can't go in the white man, but you got to go to the hood
right.
to get these chips. So you go get the Lay's hot chips or the Cheetos. And I said, and she would bring them over sometimes at night. She don't eat spicy food.
Yeah.
So I said, just try one. I mean, they're really, you can put some ranch, you can dip it in ranch, or you can eat a pickle with it.
Right.
So she ate a hot chip, I made a hot Cheeto, and her eyes was water. I mean, her mouth was on fire.
Yeah, man.
She said, well, she said, still burning. She just had a little piece. I was like, oh, burning. I said, well, let me get you some milk and cool it down.
Right.
Sometimes you got to drink milk with it. So
calm it down.
She don't eat it though anymore. She every now and then she might take a chip, and sometimes I give her a kiss on the lips. She's like, your mouth is so spicy. My lips is burning,
Right.
I turned her on to that. Oh, she turned me on to like Vampire Diaries.
That sounds like my wife.
That one dude. Yeah, she said she got a celeb press or celeb pass for the one little vampire dude. She said, if I had that one celebrity pass to boink, I'm going to boink him. Okay, I said, she said, now what's your pass? I said, my pass going to be Jennifer Aniston.
There you go.
I'm a huge fan of Jennifer Aniston. Anyway, she turned me on to that. She's turned me on to like things in her community, like, that they do, for fun, like Turkey Run. There's like a little, like a hiking trail place that they go to. Then I go to the creek, take the little tubes out, and then float down river with beer or your liquor. That's pretty much what you do.
That's right.
She's turned me on to macaroni and cheese. She loved macaroni and cheese.
That's right.
Box. And just a lot of salad. She'll eat a lot of salad. A lot of salad and soup. She's a very easy person to feed if we go out.
That's right.
But yeah, she's turned me on.
That's not like my wife, man. My
wife.
wife never know what she want to eat, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, she's super salad. She's very easy. We can go out to a 5-star restaurant. She gonna get super salad. I'm cool. I get that prime rib now. Shit, and tip.
There you go.
Good. You go ahead and get your super salad. But she's Head and Shoulders. She loved Head and Shoulders. I wasn't used to Head and Shoulders. I was
With the shampoo?
You know, the shit from the Chinese stores for the black hair.
You talking about the shampoo?
Yeah. So she said hair shows is better. She said just try it. So I use that now, which is cheaper. So I mean, it's a lot of things. I'm trying to just come up with some that she turned me on.
Hey
to.
man, I think that's enough, man. Most importantly, man, she turned you on. You know what I'm saying? And that's really that's really what matters, man.
I kind of turned. You know, it's funny because I turned like politics. I kind of turned her on to that. You know, it's funny. I turned her on. We were down in Alabama, and you know, this is for everybody out there. You know, when you're in an interracial relationship, you know, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic. You know, I don't want to just label just white and black because that's what kind of gets thrown out,
right,
or that's out there a lot. But you know, we were in Alabama, and this past summer, you know, we was on vacation. It was our shutdown for my job. We go on a shutdown twice a year for 2 weeks. And so she took off work for like a week. So we was originally supposed to go to Florida, but that didn't happen. So we went down to Alabama to help my grandmother pack up some things. But anyway, our grandmother lives about an hour away from Birmingham. So we went to Birmingham for a day. And she said, well, you know, I just want to do something, you know, with you, you know. I said, that's cool. I'm going to take you out. You know, we're just going to go out, you know, to Birmingham. We're just going to go somewhere to eat, and then we just find something to do.
Yeah.
So we went to this pizza joint, which was a really nice pizza joint. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, I said, you know what? I said, babe, you know where I'm going to take you? I said, we're going to go to the Civil Rights District.
Oh, man.
She said, what's that? She didn't know. She said, what is that? I said, you never heard of the Civil Rights District? She said, no. I said, you didn't hear about the 4 girls back in the 60s that got bombed and they died. It was really huge. You know, even Spike Lee made a movie about it. She's like, really? She's like, I didn't know. She's like, you know, she said, yeah, I want to go. So we went down there, you know, to the church, to the Baptist, I think it's 16th Baptist, something like that, Baptist church. Took pictures, and then they have a park there that's, you know, dedicated to the 4 girls,
okay,
4 black girls that got killed.
Yeah.
And so each little prop or each little statue had a little story about how it was back in the 50s and the 60s. They had the little gun there, the water gun that they used for the protesters. They had a statue of like the shepherds, you know, the dogs and, you know, stuff. So we went to each one and read them and took a picture. And I was explaining to her, you know, to each one what it meant, you know. And when we got in the car, we were there for probably about an hour. And when we got in the car, she was just really quiet. I was like, what's wrong? You know, she's like, man, she's like, that is so sad. She's like, she said, that is, the world is fucking crazy. Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, you know, so I turned her on to like, I don't want her to feel sorry for black people or, you know, it's just like a lot. I think in like society, we just don't, or like outside of our culture, people, you know, sometimes really don't care. You know,
yeah, that, and they're just not aware too, man. Some people just aren't aware, and you can't care about things that you aren't aware about, for sure.
Right, yeah. So I turned her on to that, and she was like, man, she said, when we get back home, you know, back to Falcon County, Attica, she's like, I want to rent that movie, the four little girls.
Yeah.
Spike Lee. I said, yeah, we'll find it. You know, it's a really good movie. So I turned her on to stuff like that. Just watching different movies like, you know, Cadillac Records, The Temptations, Menace to Society, Juice, Poetic Justice.
Right. Just
classic movies that is about, you know, the urban black culture, you know, stuff like that. And she asked questions like, well, what does that mean? You know, especially with slang, because I throw a lot of slang out at her. You know, just like last night she found out what the word kush means. So she's like, what is that? I just know weed. She's like, I just know weed. I'm like, nah, it's a different word now. I said, it might be different now because I don't follow the trends no more. You know, but you know, just stuff like that, music, you know, like I'll be listening to some music, and then she'd be like, oh, I really like that song. I was like, yes, it's talking about this person, and, you know, have you heard this person? She's like, no, I never. Just like with my uncle, you know, like a lot of the songs that she heard but didn't know the artist. Yeah. You know, now she knows. Right. I'm like, well, you know, my uncle, you know, you met my uncle, and, you know, she's met Babyface, and, you know, her and Babyface are real cool. They talk, I mean, you know, they just talk it up when they see each other.
That's dope.
And, you know, now she knows different songs.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. So I played her a few good Men Christmas songs that they did, and she loves that now. I mean, that Silver Bells.
Yeah, that's crazy. Classic right there, man.
and back to coaching, she's, like Kid Rock. I wasn't a Kid Rock fan until I met her.
Yeah.
She plays a lot of Kid Rock, and, Eminem. She loves Eminem. She loves, Pink.
Yeah.
I wasn't, she loves Pink. That's like her favorite artist.
Pink gets love over
so
here,
she turned me up. Yeah, she turned me on to stuff like that, So I'd be like, sometimes, like, if I'm working out, I throw on some Kid Rock, and just kind of, jam out to it while I'm working out because it kind of gets me hyped. But she turned me on to things like that. Even just like her friends and her family, just kind of listening to them, talk and do things. It is, some of it is different from how my family do things, and I kind of pick up on things, stuff like that. Yeah, she turned me on to, just stuff, just different little things, planting flowers and, we went out to the Amish place. She likes those mums, those plants. And so we out in the middle of nowhere and seeing the Amish on their little buggies. I'm like, oh shit, dude on the little buggy, let me take a picture.
Right.
They don't like getting their pictures taken. I said, I'm taking their damn pictures.
Right.
Well, now some will actually accept money for it and stuff.
What'd you say?
A lot of places, some of them will now actually accept money, where before they would only strictly barter. So every once in a while you'll see, yeah, so my girlfriend went to the East Coast this past year a little bit, and there's this little boy with cookies, and it's like English was her second language, and they accepted money for the cookies.
No, Amish people sell you some shit, boy. They'll get that paper.
They better take some money. Shit.
Right. You see the Irish, I said Irish, the Amish, what's that show they had? The Amish Mob? They was wild.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get to watch that one, but I watched the Irish and the Italians.
Yeah, man. Them Irish people be wild now, man. They got like a whole mob going on.
Yeah. But she, and it's funny because I watch a lot of documentaries, on, mobs and the mob or, the prison stuff, and just different shit, hip hop, and she, she's kind of inquisitive, like, well, I didn't know this happened, or I didn't know it's like that. Is it really? I'm like, yeah, like, because, she's from a small town and she doesn't, and that's just not her, but a lot of people just they're not exposed to it, and they only see what they see on TV, or if they work in the city. So our closest city to us is Lafayette, Indiana, and it's just a small little, most of it's just Purdue. It's just a lot of Purdue, college people there. But other than that, I'm like, they just might hear things. So even breaking down the perception of black people becomes, sometimes I just get tired of the questions and the dumb, comics that people make about black people, or just explaining people like, we are human too.
Right.
It's not our fault that we were brought here. It's not our fault that this happened, or I just get, why are you guys so upset? You guys are free now, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck you mean why we are so upset? Fucking quit killing us, over dumb shit.
There's a lot of stuff going on out here, man.
Right, and so she sees that, she sees that on TV, because I'll be watching, like, I'll watch like a documentary on TV about police brutality or whatever, and she just kind of sits there and, kind of soak it in a little bit. Not, I want her to make her own decision and her choices, and that's even with her friends and family or whoever that I come in contact with in the town. Like, make your own decision. I'm not the spokesperson of all black people. I'm one black man that still happens to live in this small town.
Right, and I have my own opinion on shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I'm going to have a bad day. That doesn't mean I'm a thug because I'm pissed off in the grocery line because somebody is taking too fucking long right now to fucking check.
Right.
I do lose my patience. That's natural. I don't give a fuck how big I am. Everybody's going to lose their patience at one point in time. Just because I'm black, I'm not allowed to because y'all labeled that. No, fuck that. I'm going to lose my patience if I need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't walk, and this is anywhere. If I'm in the hood visiting my mom, I'm not going to act thuggish just to get a pass. I'm going to just be who the fuck I am and go see my mom and maybe a couple of my buddies, and then I'm leaving. If you don't like me because I may talk a little proper, then okay, fine. But me being who I am has got me where I need to be. Or if I'm in an all-white community, I'm not gonna act white or make myself less dangerous because I'm big and black. I can't inflate my muscles and say, okay, muscles go away while I go to the store. So
right.
Susie Q won't feel intimidated. No, fuck that. That's your own personal problem that you need to fucking deal with.
Yeah.
That's even in the workplace too. Because I worked in management and stuff like that. And being a big, strong, or muscular black guy, like I was telling you yesterday, we can't just have that argument with your superior. Not even an argument or just a debate without having the backlash or they fear that you're going to jump up. No, just because I'm physically built doesn't mean I'm going to haul up and whoop your ass.
I think you got Incredible Hulk his ass.
Yeah, I hate that. But, Brandon down the road that's 135 pounds just cuss you out, and it's no fucking problem. I didn't even say the cuss word. You're already trying to fire me or throw me out the building, So those are the things that, I've dealt with, in my relationships or just even in life, and just even, it's just every day that we, us, that me and her, we kind of deal with,
right.
And we just sit back and we just kind of laugh about it and talk about it, joke about it. Sometimes like even going to the store, we'll hold hands and it'd be like an older white couple or older white person walk back and they just kind of got this look like,
that they just can't even understand it.
Yeah, like they just disgusted. They just lost their whole fucking appetite because we're holding hand. Like my blackness is just gonna rub off in her, and now she's just tainted because she's married to a black guy.
Man,
and you get people that look at you like that, like she's tainted or he's tainted, even in the black community.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like
it goes both ways.
It makes me fucking mad. It makes me fucking mad. It's another story. I was in Indianapolis, a few months ago. Me and my wife, my grandmother had passed away last year, so we had went up there maybe a month after she passed. And I went to go see my granddad and my mom. Kind of checked on them, and we had some stuff from Myers that we needed to take back. We had bought it in Danville, Illinois, but since we was in Indy, like fuck it, we had stopped by the Pike Plaza Meyer on the way out of town because that's near our highway, and exchange it. So as I'm walking in the door, we're holding hands, and I see this girl that I grew up with. And I just waved to her. I said, hey, what's up? She said, hey, what's up? And just kept on going. I hadn't seen her in years.
Mm-hmm.
So we did whatever we needed to do. We shopped, whatever. Got on the highway. The next day, I get off work, and my buddy from off of Riverside is calling me. And I haven't heard from him in probably a couple of weeks. We kind of stay in contact.
Right.
We probably talk once a month or something like that. He's calling me. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, man, I heard you was in town, man. You didn't even come to see me. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I said, man, I just came in town to see my granddad and my mom. It was just a real short trip. And I was like, damn. I said, how'd you know I was in town?
Right.
And what I'm getting ready to say, I hope you guys catch it. He said, yeah, such and such said she seen you at the old Myers. And I said, yeah, you seen Anthony at Myers? She said, yeah.
Yeah.
And who was he with? He was with some white chick. And his reply was, oh, that's him.
Oh, wow.
So you get that from your people.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah. You just know me because I'm married to a white girl, or a white woman. It's like, it wasn't like he knows I'm married, but he didn't say, and he was with his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
You got to put the 2 on the 10 and shit.
That's definitely him. Yeah, that's no doubt about it. That's
right.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, and I was pissed. I was like, I didn't say nothing to him about it, but I was kind of like, damn, that's my fucking wife. Like, you met her,
right?
You like, who else would I would be with?
Right?
And so you get classified like that automatically.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's retarded. I'll be like, God damn, it's 2018, damn, they're 19. Like, we still talking about this shit.
Seriously, man. As we As we starting to wind down the episode, man, I think the moral of this whole conversation, man, has really been, don't judge a book by its cover, for one.
Right.
And don't be afraid to involve yourself in conversations, man, that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but might be necessary to understand cultural differences or whatever helps you get along better and understand people more.
Yeah, and I say that all the time. Like, I get into the debates with people at my job or just friends in general. And, I just be like, hey, just embrace whoever you with. Just embrace it. I don't care if you're in a black relationship, you're black and you're dating, just embrace whatever she or he has to offer.
Right.
Embrace each other's worlds, bring them together, make it a superpower world. That's what I try to do in our relationship, me and my wife's relationship. I consider our world a superpower. I won't let nobody in. Yeah. I'm very protective.
Right.
Very.
Yep.
Very. When I say I'm very protective, of my wife, I'm very protective.
I'm the same way, man. That's why I wasn't really with the social media stuff at first, or even doing this podcast, man. It took a little bit because I don't want any crazies. You know what I'm saying? Being able to contact my wife, or you know what I'm saying. You know how that can go, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to be dissing on anybody or how they feel. I mean, you have a right to feel how you want to feel. Keep that shit to yourself.
Right.
Shit, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Don't bring that shit around me and my wife. But I'm just very protective of her. I am. I'm very protective of how she feels. If anybody say something to her out the way, I'm like, and she's not confrontational. She's the total opposite of me. I'm not confrontational, but I will speak up.
Right.
She just kind of be like, well, I just, whatever. I'm like, fuck that, whatever. Shit.
Right.
Wasn't fucking there, shit. And I get on the phone, even if we're on the phone trying to get shit done with customer service, and they kind of giving her shit, give me the phone.
Right. Right.
Let me put this bass on the voice on the phone, and maybe we can clear up some shit. But, and that's just with anybody. You protect your relationship. If I don't care, like I said, if you're in a black relationship, African-American, or you protect your relationship, and that's what I do with my wife. I have to protect it. That's my wife. I love, and I married her. Same with me, she's going to protect my feelings. She's had to, too.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I've had to tell her, like, hey, such and such, you kind of sit there, because I'll be expecting that.
Yeah.
I know how I am, and I sometimes have to feel, we're two different people. She has to handle things in a different light, especially when it comes to her friends and family, if they have got out of line. And we've only had maybe, I think, one little mishap, and so I had to kind of, let it, be known to her, like, hey, you need to, you kind of need to handle that, and I let her do it her own way. I don't want her to be, because you don't want family fighting. Absolutely, or whatever. But I'll be like fighting with my family. They, like my father kind of was getting on her nerves when we were out of town. I said, she doesn't eat beef. That's just what she don't do.
Yeah. She
don't eat pork.
Right.
And so I think he got a little offended because he cooked some beef smoked sausage.
Yeah.
She said, I don't eat beef. Well, you don't eat beef? That's kind of weird.
Right. Again, man, cultural differences, man.
Right.
Like, just.
You're right. I'm sitting at the table like a snake getting ready to strike. I'm like, okay, I'm going to let him say one more thing before I, attack. And and I knew he was going to keep on. He said, well, I just don't understand. How come you don't eat beef? That's weird. Most people, I said, because she don't want to eat beef, just like you don't eat pork.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by protecting the relationship. Like, you don't badger her about, shit like that. And that's not even a white black thing. That's just a respect thing.
Yeah, it's just a respect thing, for sure, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah. Well, look, man, we really appreciate you, man, coming on the show and expressing stories. And I hope the listeners, man, are really going to enjoy this as much as we did, man, because I really had a good time.
I hope so, too. And if anybody got questions, they can contact you, or they can contact me. I'm willing to answer any questions. It is, it's whatever. But it was good. I mean, I really appreciate you having me on as one of your first guests, or if not the first guest.
The first guest, man. Absolutely.
That's cool. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's dope, man. I look forward to catching up with you sometime soon, man. We definitely gonna stay in touch, though.
Make your way to Cali.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, make your way out to LA, man. We'll take care of you out here.
We've been trying to get out there. We just ain't had the time to get out there. That's one of our, we've been trying to get out to Cali for a minute. And every time we kind of get it together, we kind of like, something will come up or whatever. But we going to get out there. Definitely when I come to LA, I got a cousin in LA. Her husband is a guitar player for Wailers.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So she wants us to come out and visit. And so when I'm out there, I'm going to try to hit up you and Fleazy. You know, Fleazy asked about him. You know, he's one of the few people that kind of reached out to me when I was in India. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Definitely, man. It's a brotherhood, man, we've had for a long time.
I love that song, Catching Blessings. I know it's, came out last year, but I still rock it. Yeah, I like that song a lot. It kind of got me through a little situation.
Yeah, actually, how about we play that after the episode? We're going to play that. Catching Blessings.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Well, look, man, we're going to keep in touch, man. Again, it was great having you, man. Send the wife the California love from us, man. iKneadLove Radio podcast.
Absolutely. We look, you know what? I love you. You know, you always been a stand-up guy. You were one of the first guys one of the first guys I hung out with at Northview when you came, you know, so you always been the same and you've been, really cool. Like, I'm proud of you and Fleazy. You know, I was happy that you guys got out to Cali, got doing your thing out there. That's pretty cool. I followed you on the ESPN? I don't know.
ESGN.
With Freddie Gibbs. I was like, damn. I was like, that's pretty cool. You know, I was like, man, I was telling one of my friends a couple years ago about that. But that was pretty cool. That was real cool.
That's dope, man. Well, hey, man, I love you too, my brother. For real, man. We go back long time, man.
Yeah, one of the originals. That's what I call you. One of the originals. I was like, man, I told you yesterday, I heard your voice when I listened to your first podcast. Y'all got me cracking up. She had her, what kind of wine you had? You had the one wine and he had his Crown Royal.
Yeah, man. I was over here on one. You already know.
That was pretty cool. And just hearing you guys, go back and forth and talk, that was pretty cool. That was real cool.
Well, man, we appreciate the support, man, for real.
Yeah, no problem. I think I made a comment on it, too, that night. I was like, that's pretty cool. My wife was like, what you listening to? I said, this is remember I tell you about my buddy Glenn in Cali? I'll be hyping her up. I was like, man, my buddy, hit me up. She was like, really? She was like, man. She was like, everybody. I was like, man, you got to meet him. He's cool. I was like, I always call you, you always kind of remind me of Big Boy from Outkast. That's how, you just remind me of him for so much. I was like, when I first met him, I said, that's Big Boy from Outkast. He's just real clear, that ATL flag. He always came up with little silly sayings, and silly shit like that is cool. I said, he was just a really cool guy, so that's cool. You got a good dude there. You got a really good dude, Mrs. G-Wiz.
Thank you, I do.
You already know, man. Well, hey.
He's a good dude. He's a real cool cat. Love him to death.
Likewise, man. Love you too, man.
Miss you guys back in that. Next time you come to that, we got to hook up.
All right, yeah, we definitely going to do that.
All right, cool.
All right, man. You take it easy, man. This is the iKneadLove Radio podcast. We out.
We out. See you guys.
Peace. Tell a friend to tell a friend.